My Roman Empire is thinking about how a beginner trader can turn $100 into $1,000 and how they don't actually realize what it takes to do that. And this is one of the first goals that beginners have. Now, it's not exactly $1,000, but it goes from 100 to something big. They come in with a small account, and the idea is simple. If I can flip this 100 into 1,000, I'll have proof that I'm doing the right thing. And on the surface, this seems reasonable. 100 to 1,000 doesn't seem like that much money, but that's literally 10 times your money. And what you don't realize as a new trader, as a beginner, is what kind of decisions, risks, and consistency it actually takes to do that properly. And why most don't succeed, not because it's impossible, but because you try to do it the wrong way. So let's break it down clearly. To turn $100 into $1,000, you have to grow your account by 900%. Most professional traders aim to grow by around 2 to 5% per month, and they're doing that with years of experience, refined systems, and a shitload of capital. So if you're trying to do 900% as a beginner, there are really only two ways most people can do it. You either risk too much per trade, or you overtrade to try to speed up the process. And both of these approaches lead to the same result. You blow your account. So why is something like this so common? Well, it's because $100 feels like safe money to lose, which is good. That's how we start. And 1,000 feels like proof that you're on the right path. But something worth thinking about is that if you can't grow $100 slowly, what makes you think you'll be able to grow 10,000 or 1,000 properly once you get there? What you're doing with your $100 to begin with is not about making money. It's about building the actual habits you need. Because every time you take a trade, you're not just risking your dollars, you're building your patterns. If you're risking 50% of your trade at a time, that's what you're training yourself to do for the future. If you're placing random entries just to try and scrape up an extra percent, that becomes your standard of trading activity. And when you finally do deposit more money, those habits come with you. So the question shouldn't be, can I turn 100 into 1,000, into 10,000? It's, can I trade in a way that I'd still be doing if that $100 was 10,000? So how should you as a beginner actually approach this? Well, start with this mindset. Your very first account is for learning how to trade, not for trying to make money. It's where you build your ability to wait, your ability to follow a plan, your ability to accept losses without emotional reaction, your ability to close winners without hesitation. Because these aren't skills that show up later. They're developed through repetition, correction, and time in the market. And they are things that happen, they are things that need to happen in order for you to grow your account. And so if you treat your $100 account like a real account by trading small, tracking your trades, and asking for feedback, you might not flip it to $1,000 fast, but you'll build something more valuable, and that's actual skill. Because most beginners don't realize you don't need to flip 100 into 1,000. You need to become the kind of trader who can grow any amount. Consistently, patiently, and without panic. And once you have that, the capital becomes a tool, not an actual goal. And that's when growth becomes repeatable. That's when bigger accounts don't feel overwhelming. And that's when you stop trying to rush your way into success because you've built the ability to sustain it.